Hello and welcome back. We have just received a new report from Angus Reid Institute about Canadians and how they're feeling about COVID-19. 1 in 4 residents right now say that they are barely keeping their heads above water financially. We have 12% who say they're doing fine financially. And 9 in 10 Canadians say that on the economic front, the worst is yet to come. Now, you'll be able to tell from the graphic on screen that they were asked the question, and thinking about the current economic situation in Canada, which of these is closer to your view? 3% said, I think the worst is over. 10% were not sure. And 87% said things are going to get worse still after that. Now, some other key findings from the study. 45% of Canadian households are losing work hours as a result of the pandemic and have applied for unemployment insurance. I'm going to cover CERB in a second because it's not exactly as it was explained to us originally. Also, 1 in 5 Canadians are super concerned about the economy and what COVID-19 is going to do to it in the long term. Now, the good thing is that our governments are clearly explaining to the public what is going on. 9 in 10 Canadians say they are very well informed and understand the situation. Now, let's talk about CERB. I was born in February, so Monday is the day for January, February, and March for people to apply through the Canadian Revenue Agency. CERB being the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, which is what they've put in to help people during the COVID-19 economic downturn. Now, originally when it was explained, someone like myself would have qualified. I am a freelance reporter. I work for both Sioux Online, on TV, and other news organizations. I have lost income since this has started, and so my income is not as high. I tried to go in to see if I would qualify even for a partial amount of it. Then I had a very unique surprise about what the actual qualifications are. This is what they want from you, and you have to completely qualify on this account. You have stopped or will stop working due to reasons related to COVID-19. And for at least 14 consecutive days of the 4-week period for which you are applying, you will not be receiving employment income, self-employment income, or any provincial or federal benefits such as maternity or paternity leave. Okay, originally what they said was if you've lost income, you would be able to apply to replace that income. So I didn't lose all my income. I'm lucky. I'm considered an essential service. However, I have lost income. And guess what? I don't qualify. So this program that they put in, that they said they were going to be helping anyone who lost any sort of work. A reduction of hours was what they said originally. A reduction, not an elimination, but a reduction. So way to go, federal government. You put in a program and then you make it so that a bunch of people don't qualify after saying they would qualify. I feel sorry for the people who, like me, thought that they were going to get at least something. I was only looking for a slight top-up. I didn't need the full $2,000. However, I get nothing. So I'm actually out money. And guess what? I'm never going to see that money again because it's not going to happen because no one's doing any freelance work right now in the media industry. Everybody's just trying to stay afloat with the people they have on staff. Okay. Going on to education, another little rant I have here. The Ontario government, starting today, has put in a distance learning or online learning curriculum for students that the teachers will be running. Here's the thing, not everyone has access to the internet. Wealthy people have access to the internet, middle-class people have access to the internet, however, the working poor, some of them don't. About 15% of the kids who are going to be in this supposed online learning don't actually have access to the internet so that they can actually do it. So what are they going to do? They could go to the library and use the computer. Oh, wait a second, the library's closed too. So all the ways that you can actually access the internet cheaply are closed. So if you don't have it at home, you don't have access to do any work. So those with lesser income are losing out, whereas those of us who are in middle and upper class and the wealthy won't see that much of an impact to us because we can actually do it. Here's the thing. A lot of families are struggling right now just to provide the basic necessities: food, shelter, and a safe place for your kids to be away from other kids so that they don't catch COVID-19 or spread it around. However, guess what? You're not going to be able to do some of the schoolwork. What about people who are going to work because they're considered essential? They still have to find somewhere to put their kids because their kids aren't in school. However, if you work, let's say, a minimum wage job at a grocery store right now, not only are you going to work to do your job, but you're not there to help your kids. And you probably don't necessarily have the internet at home with a good computer to be able to do what is required. So here's the issues that I see. One, the internet, as I've mentioned. Internet access is an issue. The other is people who work from home tend to have higher paying jobs. The lower paying jobs you usually have to do in person, such as working at a grocery store. The other thing is having a laptop computer that is actually strong enough and powerful enough to run all the programs you need to run the video and so on, and you need high-speed internet to be able to do that. And also, how does the teacher sort of manage the kids in the class? If a kid is not paying any attention, it's not like the teacher can come over and focus the kid. If the kid walks away from the computer screen and doesn't come back, there's nothing the teacher can do. Also, distance learning isn't for everyone. If it was, we'd all be doing distance learning now. A lot of the learning that happens is in what you would call body language. It's not just verbal talking on a screen. It's helpful if the teacher can come over and help an individual kid who's having an issue, let's say it's a grade 1 class and they're learning addition. A teacher can come over and be right next to the kid and help them in person. You can't really do that with distance learning. We will be right back in a moment.